Students often care not only about their work, how are they doing relative to other students in the class? So for example, I recall one time as a senior in a AI, artificial intelligence class, which seemed really above my head a bit. I got the first or second exam back, and I got a 27 out of 100 on it. That felt bad, 27 out of 100. And then I realized the highest grade in the class was a 32 that a graduate student got. So knowing what other students are doing is important to understand as well. So we're rolling out Unizin Snapshot, and I think we're turning this on with just in a few weeks. If Matt or Stacy can give me a confirmation, we'll be rolling out Unizin Snapshot. Some of you recall 2 years ago on this stage, Provost Lauren Robel and I did an interview. We talked about Unizin. The Provost Joe Glover from Florida and James Hilton from the University of Michigan were part of it. This is one of the tools that we're rolling out at scale. And here you can see, looking into a class section, sorted by students who are in trouble, having some problem, a little snapshot of what's going on with each student. Here's Stacy to tell you more.
I'm Stacy Maroney, Associate Vice President for Learning Technologies. The Unizin Consortium is working to find solutions to higher education's most pressing issues. This fall, the Unizin Data Warehouse will help with new insights, dashboards, and snapshots. A new tool, Unizin Snapshot, will provide student and section-level dashboards via Canvas. Faculty and advisors will be able to quickly analyze where students stand, and students will be able to see how they compare with their peers. The Student Monitoring tab will display a class roster with a separate card for each student. Instructors can then filter the cards and color code them based on performance.
So here you see a snapshot of a student, Mark Smith. And by the way, this is all dummy data. There are no FERPA violations in what I'm showing you here. Mark seems to have a little challenge getting his homework in. I got 11 of them came in late, 11 of them were on time. At least he is turning things in. But see that red bar? That's the average for the class. Mark's underachieving a bit. We need to figure out what's going on there. We can dive into a particular student. Here we see a student getting about half the stuff in on time, half the stuff late. We see the class average across the top. We see where this student is performing. The student himself could dig in and see this. And we want to help more students succeed, particularly in those first semesters, because information can help students intervene with student behavior to take them from not doing well to doing much better. So as we build all this stuff out, we're not just sitting around on the 58th floor hoping it will work. We're building a strong foundation. A foundation in our systems, in our data architecture, in our policies to try to support decision makers. The right information to the right person, the right information to the right student. But then in the end, it's still a question mark, what will the behavior be? Alan Dennis, a colleague of mine, a researcher, he published a paper I love, and the title was this: you can lead a group to information, but you can't make it think. And so our part is getting the information to the right person, but we still have work to do in making sure that the outcomes of the DSI, Decision Support Initiative, and your work and many things that you do every day is to actually improve decision-making at Indiana University over time. One critical element of behavior after you get the data, after you get the reports, after the dashboards are available is curiosity. Look into it. Dennis Groth was telling me recently, I won't steal his thunder, he's probably going to publish this soon, but he has data that at least correlates to greater success in early STEM classes, science, technology, engineering, and math. Isn't it beautiful to be able to say engineering on the Bloomington campus now? Science, technology, engineering, and math. That the composition of the class of being all male, all female, or mixed has at least a correlation with performance of both men and women in the class, depending on the gender composition of the class. Isn't that an interesting thing to observe when you're looking across hundreds of sections and you can draw inferences like this? So I want to encourage you, go stick your head in some of the data that we've got. Within the IT organization, services that we provide, utilization on systems, the behavior of who's accessing things a lot in systems that aren't being accessed very much, maybe we can decommission them. Stick your head in the data, show some curiosity, because we have lots of decisions that we make every day in support of the research and education mission of Indiana University.